Hello and welcome to the review today on the Henry Cordless vacuum cleaner. So for those who don't know, Pneumatic International have released a cordless version of the Henry, which is a very popular vacuum cleaner. And because it's cordless, it's even easier to use than before. I'm going to start the review with basically a list of the things I like about this model, and then I'm going to go on to the stuff I don't like. The first thing I like about this vacuum cleaner is the way you use batteries. So it's removable, which is unlike a lot of other brands, and you get two in the box with the one I got, and it goes very easily into place, as you can see. The next benefit is the size of the batteries too. It's a 98 watt hour battery, which is quite a good capacity. The next thing I like about this vacuum is the design, because it is a design that everybody knows, and I think a lot of people kind of just know how to use this vacuum cleaner without even reading the instructions. I like how it is basically an exact copy of the normal Henry in terms of the size, and it means that it functions pretty much like that as well when you store it away. The next thing I like about this vacuum cleaner was the suction performance. I thought the suction performance was very good, especially when we're using it on larger debris. I think for a cordless vacuum, I would say it's above average. It's not quite up there with the best of them, but I think it's definitely above average in terms of its suction performance. The other benefit of this vacuum cleaner, which I think is an amazing benefit, is that it's a bagged model, so it's automatically better for many allergy sufferers. And to be honest, I think it's more hygienic to have a bag in general. The other thing is the size of the bag itself. It's the same bag that you get on the corded Henry models, so it's like 6 liters minimum that you can put into this bag, which is absolutely insane when you compare to other cordless vacuums. The other great thing about this vacuum cleaner is that it has 2 power modes, one low power mode and one high power mode. And this is really important because the corded model doesn't actually have this. The corded model just has 1 power mode. So when it comes to vacuuming things like curtains and blinds or stuff like that, the low power mode is really going to help you. Whereas on the corded models, you don't get that. The other thing I really like about this vacuum cleaner is that you can use the hose attachment, and it makes some cleaning tasks actually a lot easier than your normal stick vacuum, where you have to use it basically how it comes. It's also a lot lighter when you use it for various cleaning tasks this way. One downside with this vacuum, I think, is the airflow. I think the suction power is good, so you can pick up quite heavy objects with it, but airflow is very important for picking up fine dust particles, and I found that it's a little bit weaker in this area compared to the suction. The next downside, I think, is for allergy sufferers, because this Henry has a 2-stage filtration system. It has the HEPA flow bag and it has the filter on top, but it doesn't have a filter post motor. Now here is the Henry Allergy, which I have, and this is a 3-stage filtration system. It has the filtration bag, it has the filter on top of that, and it has a post motor HEPA filter, which gets rid of, I think it's 99.98% of particles. So the air that comes out of the Henry Allergy is much higher quality than the air that comes out of the Henry Cordless. The next thing I didn't quite like about the Henry Cordless was the battery charging facility. Basically, you just put it in like here, as you can see, and it just looks a bit like a clumsy effort in my opinion. The next thing I didn't quite like about the Henry Cordless was the cleaner head that they bundle in. It's the older style cleaner head, which in my opinion is a little bit worse than the old one because it's a bit more clunky when you switch from carpet to hard floor, and it's just a little bit skinnier and a little bit cheaper. It's got a bit of nice chrome at the bottom, but that's about it. Now the newer unit, as what comes in the corded Henry vacuums, I have a corded Henry Allergy, and the cleaner head, which is the one right here, is a lot better. I think it's got wheels, and the button to switch from carpet to wood floor is so much easier to use with your feet. And to me, it also looks like it's just a more of a robust unit. The next weakness of the Henry Cordless vacuum is, I think, the performance on carpet. So this here is a very low pile rug, and basically it's doing an okay job here, but you're never going to get the dirt that's deep within the carpet fibers, and the reason for that is because it doesn't have a rotating brush, whether it be motorized or air powered. Now, because the unit doesn't have great suction, I really feel that it needs some sort of motorized tool to be able to pick up that dirt. Now, in comparison, here is the Henry Cordless using an Airo brush, right? So this is meant to improve the performance, but the suction on the Henry Cordless is not powerful enough to drive those brushes, because as soon as it touches the floor, it doesn't spin. So as you can see here, it's not really doing anything. Now, if you compare that to the Henry Allergy, which is a corded model, obviously it's got a lot more power than the cordless, and when you use the Airo brush on that, it's so much better. And the reason for that is because it's actually spinning the brush. Ultimately, I think something like a Dyson cordless vacuum, I'm using a V10 vacuum here, it's going to do a much better job than this Henry on any carpet. And to be honest, you could use even the lower models from the Dyson range, like the V6 or V7, something like that, and it would still do a better job, just because it has that motorized head, which is so important. So I think that the Henry cordless vacuum is quite good, but it has some drawbacks, and overall I don't think it was the right vacuum cleaner for me. I think there's more R&D investment that's needed with this vacuum cleaner, because I feel like this is the standard Henry and it's just an evolved version of that with a battery on top. I don't think it's been designed as a cordless vacuum from the ground up. Personally, because I have allergies, I would rather buy the Henry Allergy, which is a corded model, and I'd rather just use the cord, because with the Henry the cord is 10 meters long and it's not really that bothersome anyway. But I also feel that this vacuum cleaner has some advantages over other cordless vacuum cleaners. And I mean, I think the biggest advantage that it does have is the size of the bag, because I couldn't quite get the exact spec, but I think it's either 6 liters or 9 liters. I think it's 6 liters, which is like basically 10 times more capacity than other cordless vacuums, which means you're not going to be going up and down emptying them all the time. So for me, that's a big plus. I think if Pneumatic International wanted to improve this model, there's a few things that they should do. And the first thing is it needs to have better performance on a carpet, so there has to be some sort of motorized brush tool on board for those situations. Secondly, I do think that for allergy sufferers there could be a HEPA filter that's built in that would improve things further and make it more of an attractive buy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I tried to keep it concise as I could, but yeah, any comments, please leave them below. Like, subscribe and all that stuff would be much appreciated. Thank you.